Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today is the first episode of a new series called Minecraft Stables. Basically, I'm going to be giving you tours of the different stables I build or doing speed builds. So it should be pretty fun. Today we're going to be looking at Rosewood Racetrack and Rosewood Stables. So let's get started. Okay, here we're just gonna do a nice overview so you guys can get an idea of what we're gonna be looking at in this video. So here is the stables, and as we continue along, you can see the tack-up stalls on either side of the stables. Then we have the gardens with fountains, and here are the offices and viewing boxes, followed by and connected to the stadium. And finally, the racetrack, Rosewood Racetrack. And in the center here, we have a championship area with seating. And then last but not least, a giant viewing box on the opposite side. And connecting to the two viewing boxes will be a subway system. So we'll take a look at that later. Okay, before we check out the inside of the stables, let's take a look at the outside. We'll walk around the perimeter. I'll show you the tack-up stations on the outside on the sides, and then we'll check the gardens out, and then we'll look inside. So the purpose of these stables is basically to stable any horses that will be participating in the races. And in the future, if I decide to make this an open server, it would be a place for people to stable their horses for practicing and races. So yeah, let's check out the front of the stables. So as you can see, here's the entrance to the stables, and then on either side we have these paths that lead to the sides of the stables. So we'll take this one. So you can kind of just see the front. It's kind of like the structure of the stables, and since it's called Rosewood Stables, I went with the rose theme with lots of rose flowers. So here on the side of the stable, we have these tack-up stalls. We have 3, 1, 2, and then 3. And then we have the entrances on each side of the stables. So these are tack-up stables. They're completely functional with a place to tie up your horse here and then there. Places to hang bridles and then mount saddles. And then in each of these tack boxes here, we have a saddle and a lead rope. You know, essentials that you need for any tacking up. The path continues. We have an identical tacking up station here, and then another one right here. And this is the entrance to the stables from the side. We're not going to go in yet. We're going to go around the back. So if we continue along this path straight ahead, it will lead us to the offices and the viewing boxes. We're going to cut through the gardens just to get a view of the back of the stables. So more rose gardens along here. And we have a giant fountain. Yeah, so this is the garden area that separates the stables from the racetrack. And if we continue along this path here, this is the back entrance to the stables. Straight ahead is the office. So for the purposes of exploring the stables a little bit more, we're going to continue along this garden path, which is identical to the one we just walked through with another fountain. And we'll continue straight across to the other side. So these paths are intended for the horses. Basically, this is the way the horses can get over to the racetrack. And the middle path is for people to walk. So as you can see, we have more tack-up stalls, 1, 2, and 3. So let's go back to the front and we can check out the inside of the stables. So here's the entrance once again, and let's go in. All right, so you can see as we enter, it's basically just a ton of stables. So there are 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each quadrant has 7 stalls. Right now there are horses in every stall. Some are named, and some have racing stats, which I used a horse speedometer to measure how many blocks per second they can travel. And the other ones don't have names or stats because they're new to me and I haven't yet had time to test them. So that's kind of the layout of the horses' stables. So let's take a look inside one of them. So you can use these levers on either side to open and close the stall doors. So we'll leave one closed. And here's the inside. So pretty spacious in here, as you can see. Nice little windows on either side, which they obviously love. And then huge windows with a great view on the outside. And then we have some hay and water. The whole stable is super light and open with these windows. So yeah, same thing along the aisleways. We have just like these huge windows all the way along. And here are all of the horses. This is a basic stable layout, nothing crazy. The design is kind of like Roman with the columns and all that inspired, but there's no like offices inside, it's just stalls. So pretty basic layout compared to some of the other stables I've made. Okay, let's start from the middle of the stables towards the back of the stables, and we're just gonna go straight ahead towards the offices. So let's go straight ahead into the offices. So this building, I did not come up with the concept of this building my own. I followed a YouTube tutorial to build this. The title of the video was Minecraft Mansions. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you're interested in building a similar building. So as you can see, there's 3 floors, 1, 2, and 3. The only thing I added to this building was an elevator that wasn't in the original concept design, as well as the skylights and viewing boxes. Those I designed on my own. All right, let's check it out inside. Let's start on the first floor. So what's a racetrack without a good ticketing office? So we have a lobby here for people to sit and, you know, make bets. And here is the ticket booth. So you can place your bets, buy tickets, whatever. And I'll show you the inside. So basically just a desk area. There's a safe for money and, you know, books and things, cupboards. Everything you need to run a ticket booth. And same thing on the other side, another ticket booth. Okay, so that's the main floor. Let's head up to the middle floor. So you can get there, like I said, from the outside, or there are stairs on the inside that will also take you up to the middle floor. So we'll take these inside stairs. So on either side here, the stairs lead up to a dining area, cafe. So here's the cafe. We've got seating areas, booths, and then a juice bar. You can order your drinks here, and then here's like the little kitchen area and more seating. And one thing I love about this building is all of the balconies. So great view of the stables here. Let's take these side doors. So either side door leads out to the staircase. So that's where we are from the front. If we take these back up, we would be back up on the middle floor. And if we decided to come out the inside stairs, we could go straight up into the stadium. So it gives you access to the stadium as well as the middle floor. To get to the top floor, it's a private office. It's my personal office where I do, you know, my racetrack things. So this is a functioning elevator. I got this tutorial on YouTube as well. That'll be linked. So all you need to do to activate the elevator is press this button here, and it should take us all the way up to the top floor. Perfect. And then as you can see, it can also take you back down to the bottom if you press that button. Okay, here are the offices. So we have a nice seating area with a fireplace there, a huge library, and my desk with all my paperwork and where I can hold meetings. And on the sides here, we just have a lot of like flower pots, trees, and paintings. So this top floor has a balcony that wraps around the entire building. So you can go out the front door here, or the sides, or the back door. These side doors will lead you through the skylights to the boxes, and the back doors lead you also out. And this is a great view of the racetrack here, as you can see. Okay, so let's go back inside my office and let's go out these side doors and check out the viewing boxes. So this leads us straight into the skylight, which also has a pretty great view on either side. So the viewing box is an area where you can, order food or drinks and you can eat. There's also places to sit, like these couches here. There's like a lounge area with tables and couches. Everything you need to watch a good horse race. And then there are 2 entrances down into the stadium here. So as you can see, we can go all the way down the stadium stairs and you can go straight across. So that's another view of the viewing boxes. Tons of seating, as you can see. And if you wanted to exit or enter the stadium from outside of the viewing boxes, you can do that as well. So here's the entrance, well, another entrance to the stadium that you can get to from outside the viewing boxes. And the same thing is on the other side, they're symmetrical. Let's take a look at what's on the first floor of the viewing box. So in here we have our horse speedometer, and we have some tacking stations, so places to hang saddle and bridle if needed, places to tie up your horse if you're testing multiple horses or waiting in line. So the basic concept for this speedometer I got from another creator on YouTube. I'll link their video below so you can follow it if you want. It's pretty simple. As far as the aesthetics, the design, I just kind of created that myself. So here is how you line up your horse. You can enter this way, and then basically how it works is you activate this plate here, it opens all the doors for 1 second, and then it stops you. And wherever it stops you, I have like a number, so you travel 11 blocks per second. And that's the basic concept of how it works. And then this is the exit. So that's the horse speedometer. There's one on each of the viewing box first floors. Let's go back up these stairs and we can check out the other side of the stadium. This is just a different way to get there. There is the same skyline that leads from the top floor of my office into this viewing box, but you can get there multiple ways. So it's identical to the last one. We have seating, food, places to eat, and view, and 2 more doors that lead down into the stadium. So here's the stadium from this side. And then from here you have a great view of the starting gate on this side. And then we can exit through the skylight. These entrances are where the horses can enter the racetrack, so we will just kind of enter in here. There is a similar identical entrance on the other side, I'll show you. Horses can enter from here and from there, and both will be led down into the starting gate. So here we are at the starting gate. So there's the back, and here's a front view of the starting gate. This is the gate with the switch to activate all of the gates to open and stay open, but every individual gate also has a button that can be pressed to open the gate, just in case you want to use a different one. So we'll open this and I'll show you how all of the gates open. And then we have the racetrack. So basically the horses should run clockwise around this whole circle, and then we'll finish the race at that finish line here. Once a horse crosses this finish line, we have this entrance into the middle garden area. This is where the championships are held. So basically we have these fountains on either side for decoration. Then we have our platforms, so the bronze, silver, and gold winners. There's seating for people to watch, and then you can exit using that same door. Okay, now let's talk about the far viewing boxes. So because it's kind of a distance to cover to get to the far viewing boxes, I built a subway system for easy transport. There's our central office, skylight, and this viewing box. And as I said, on either side there is a subway station. So let's take this one. So this is a nice little waiting area with a clock and a couch, and it's covered for the weather and all that. And then here is the entrance into the subway. So basically all you have to do is get in this cart and press this button to go, and it'll take you into the underground subway that leads into beneath the viewing boxes on the far side. And this is like pretty cool. It's all glass so that you can kind of see everything from inside. It's kind of a cool little ride. So we're on the side of the racetrack now, and it's gonna lead us underneath the second viewing box. And it leads us to this underground subway station. And here are additional seating areas, a clock, all the important things. And as you can see, there is a spiral staircase that will lead you up into the second additional viewing box. So here's the last viewing box. So here we have lounge areas, we have juice bars, plenty of food. Then along the sides, we have areas to sit and eat, some couches. You can sit and eat while you watch the races. So there's windows along this whole wall, and the same thing on the other side. Now, one thing that's cool is there are these doors that lead out into a balcony, and there's tons of entrances out into the balcony from this viewing box, which basically just gives you a really great view of the far end of the racetrack. And we just have more seating areas on this side. So yeah, it's super open, easy to see the racetrack from all angles. And here's just an up close view of what the viewing box on the far side looks like. Basically just like this huge windowed building, and underneath here is where the underground subway goes. Okay, so let's take the subway back to the train station, over to the offices, and we'll grab a horse and test out our racetrack. Put a lead rope on him, and we'll just lead him over to one of the tack-up boxes. Perfect. And as you can see, it's nice and convenient right outside. And we'll grab a saddle from our tack-up box. Okay, so we'll mount our horse and get a saddle, and then we can get rid of the lead rope. Okay, so we'll take the side road for the horses over to the racetrack. So let's check out the speedometer. I mean, might as well. So basically you just need to line yourself up and go full speed ahead. So that's how the speedometer works. So this is the far entrance to the starting gates, so let's head over there. And I'm gonna pick the closest to the rail, so let's open the gates and we'll go. So this track is huge. This would be super fun to have just like a bunch of people race. So we can check out the tournament area. Obviously, since I was the only one racing, we got gold. This is the podium that you would stand on. Okay guys, so this has been Rosewood Racetrack and Stables. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to be starting a whole new series with Minecraft stables and tours and builds, so subscribe if you want to see more of this. I'll link down in the description box so you guys can follow the same tutorials I did, and see you guys next time. Bye.